Welcome back to Turning the Key to Real Estate. I'm your host, Nicholas Fegley.
And Heather Patron-Shook.
So everybody, we are at our 5th of the 6th. We are almost done for the day. And we are now being joined with Miss Hailey. How are you, Hailey?
We are being graced with Miss Hailey, okay?
Oh, stop it. That's so sweet.
You just don't understand. All right, so you hear me talk about the Instagram, the TikTok, and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
This is who I follow. I follow her.
She's obnoxious. She has 12 followers.
I have 12 followers on TikTok. He makes fun of me. Okay, I have 0 posts, 12 followers.
And then she complains, and I'm like, then
I don't
post
complain.
something.
Those can be the best accounts.
I am so celebrity, it's not even funny. That's what I'm saying.
VIP.
Exactly. But I'm following you because I look at you as like the next generation of real estate. So before we get into that, when did you get into real estate? Why did you pick real estate? What happened? Or did real estate pick you?
Yeah, real estate found me. I was just born and bred for it.
Okay,
really. Good. So I grew up in the industry. My mom's in insurance, and I moved around a lot, and I just kind of clung to real estate. I was one of those kids where, like, whenever you ask them what they want to be whenever they're older, they say a real estate agent, and here I am. My grandma was a huge supporter of it, and so she would tell everyone that I wanted to be a real estate agent, or she thought I would be the first female president.
Okay.
So
Here we are.
Here we are. Whenever I was a junior in high school, I had gotten a call from a family friend who knew that I was interested in real estate. He thought I was graduating soon, so he wanted to interview me, and I went, and I thought I did so awful at the interview. I went home and cried, sobbed my eyes out. He thought that I was graduating. I still had a year of high school left. So he was under the impression that I couldn't work for him. I had promised that I could get a work release. I could take another lunch, another study hall. I would get out of it. I would make it work. And he ended up hiring me. And so I worked through the summer and through my senior year before getting my own license, deciding that I wasn't going to go to college, which was a big hit for a lot of different reasons in different ways. But it's turned out well enough. And yeah, I just kept it going. I was bartending, serving, and trying to get my license, or trying to get going in real estate. And I had a really hard time trying to figure out how to answer calls and bartend at the same time.
Yep.
And so then I figured out that you have to do both feet first. I quit bartending on a whim I think I sold one house, joined a team, and then COVID hit. And then just kept at it, and then here I am.
So what year did you get your license?
2019.
So 2019. So you were at that point in time, we were just like the interest rates were low and ramping up. And even though COVID did hit, you learned to show real estate in a whole different way. Hand sanitizer, gloves, booties, and all. Masks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little crazy though, because I had worked as an intern executive assistant for 2 years prior. So I had seen the high volume sense of it in another light from the assistant's perspective. I knew how there were negotiations. I understood how slow things moved. I was writing descriptions or doing these things. I kind of had like those pieces of it.
That's a good base.
Yeah. It was really cool because, the market really does change through COVID. But I feel very privileged to have experienced that piece of it, because now in the market that we're in, I am so much more familiar with it.
And then that gave you sort of the jumping off point, or the starting point, because you've already seen all the paperwork, you've already done all that stuff. So you're very familiar with it. So you weren't completely lost when you first got your license. You had already had a working knowledge of the industry, which I think is fantastic. So what do you see in the industry that you're seeing other people doing, or you're doing, that really took it to the next level? Like, what changed? Like, for me, it was literally the digital camera. That's, the fax machine. Like, these things changed our industry at my time, because we used to hand deliver all of the agreements of sale, and then we started faxing them, and then the scanner came, and it was like a big thing. What are you seeing now over the last couple of years that has changed for you, of your perspective, like what has been like that next thing? It's like, oh wow, that's awesome, or oh wow, that happened.
I feel like social media has really taken a turn.
Okay.
The amount of agents that are on social media, the platforms that everyone uses, the creativity that you see, it's so much different than whenever I started, or at least what I noticed whenever I started. I remember a lot of agents who didn't know how to record videos. Like I was still seeing a lot of thumbs and listing photos, and I think that we've really shifted away from that. You still see it; it still exists, but it's
But is it on purpose?
well, that's where, yeah, those ones feel strategic at this point.
But so social media took off. I mean, for me, literally it was AOL, and there was no social media advertising. We did postcards, and then it became flyers, and the flyers went digital and things like that. Now, what are some examples of social media posts that you're doing that, would be like, wow, wait a minute.
Yeah. So on my Instagram, I posted a picture of a piece of corn, and I'm laying in my hammock. And if you would have asked me 10 years ago if I would have been posting that as a realtor, I would have been like, what is wrong with you? Like, I would have never thought that I would have been as comfortable on social media as I am now. I was so shy about it whenever I first started.
That's interesting, because I look at you have a very artistic look in your photos, like when your angles that you take and the filters and everything that you're using. And I just admire it, because I always look at that and I say, wow, this is somebody who's putting themselves outside of just this is a house box. You're trying to get to know you too, which I
Yeah.
think is great in the social media side. Do I see myself doing that? Probably not. I have 12 followers on TikTok and 0 posts, but
For
I
now.
look at the next generation of agents and what they're doing, and then the parodies that I've seen on social media, which actually crack me up, because it's definitely something I would have wanted to say, but they said it first, type of a thing. Like there's two brother-in-laws that I think are out here in this neck of the woods that do, Instagram posts and their parodies on the real estate, and I just I die laughing.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're funny, And then there's the artistic angle that somebody took a picture of something, and I was like, I would never have thought that fireplace was interesting if I had looked at it, until I've looked at it from this angle. Now it's the most interesting fireplace I've ever seen. But
And social media has its pros and cons. I mean, there are the fact that it does allow you to express yourself, but at the same point in time, there's points where people are now using it to negatively impact things as well.
Really?
Too.
Yeah.
Oh yes. So I wish that people, I was always raised on the way of, if you have nothing nice to say nothing at all.
are they the keyboard trolls? Is that what they
Yeah,
are?
the keyboard warriors.
Okay.
Because like I listed a property. I'll share this. It's a secret. Every property I list gets its own Facebook page created, because
And
there's
that's a secret?
no, nobody
Oh.
else does that. Reason being is an older person on my team was like, I thought you said the website was live for the property. I said, it is. Well, when I type it into Google, I'm not getting it. I said, bring your laptop here. He was typing it into Facebook, not Google. I was like,
Oh.
wait a second. What if other old people do that? So I created, now they each get their own Facebook page too.
Oh,
So when
that's
you
really smart.
type into the search bar of Facebook, because you think it's Google, we won't say his name, you still get the property. So I do that now, and the comments that I have seen people post on that page are just appalling sometimes. And it's like, why? What is the point?
I want to go back to, how old was this person? Because now I'm feeling personally attacked.
Older than you.
Oh, thank you.
Older than you. More your mother's age.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
She's a whole different animal on Facebook.
Yes. But I could see her making that mistake, not knowing that, oh, wait, I'm not on Google, I'm on
Right.
Facebook. So I wanted to make sure I hit that crowd, because maybe they're looking for their grandchild or their child, and they're just trying to be helpful. Like, I wanted to make sure that I had that available. So yeah, I started doing that.
All right. So, Hailey, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know this is like the college essay, question.
Yeah.
We're not asking what people like what animal they want to be, but like, do you in the industry? I would assume. I hope you're still in the industry. Where do you see yourself in 5 years in the industry?
Um, I'd like to see myself in some type of leadership position.
Okay.
I'd like to continue with the committees that I'm on, board positions. I'd like to have a big hand in commercial and development around Pittsburgh.
Oh, so the commercial side of things.
Mm-hmm.
That's another market that is not, like, again, when people get their real estate license, a lot of people think everybody goes into residential, but the same license that is for a residential agent is the same license for a commercial agent. It's just a different specialty. So what are you going to do? What's your plan to be able to do that in 5 years? Because that's a niche that you have to get, like, that's a whole different animal.
It is. It is. Whenever I started, my goal was to do commercial real estate.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew that it would be a long while before my sphere started purchasing homes. I like numbers. I like the hustle of things. I like opportunity. It gets me really excited whenever I can help other people make money. So commercial is just something fun that I've really enjoyed. Through COVID is where I leaned into residential. So in the last probably 8 months, I've really put it out there that I'm in commercial to my sphere. Just making sure that they know what I'm up to, that it's something available in my services, and just reaching out to whoever I can about it. Every single lead that I get for commercial, I'm on it immediately because I don't want to let it die. Investors are so hot and cold, so you have to keep on them.
Well, absolutely, because they're it's a different emotion. In residential, you're invested emotionally, and sometimes, yes, the money does matter, but the money is not always the driving force because people will pay more for something that they shouldn't have because their emotions took over. Where in commercial and in industrial, in the investment side, the numbers really do rule.
Oh yeah, if it doesn't make sense, I mean, it's done.
Right.
But they can also, I mean, they're underwriting a million things all at once, looking at a million deals. So it's also having the knowledge to take a step back and say, let's reevaluate these numbers. Let's look at this deal again, or let's move these numbers here, because no offense to any investors, but sometimes they don't have the creativity or just the brain power for that one deal.
Yeah.
And that's true. And sometimes it also takes somebody who knows the area. So what areas are you dealing with in and around where we are in Pittsburgh here?
Primarily the city.
The city, okay.
So Sotheby's, Pyatt, we're doing the Esplanade project.
Okay.
So that puts us like a little bit towards the north side area. But then I live in the East End, so I cover.
You're covering it all.
Yeah, cover all of the bits.
So if anybody out there is looking for a commercial agent, you've got one right here who's ready and willing and able to help here. And that's one of the things, is also knowing the development of the city. Because I think one time we were here, we were down on near the point.
When we got lost.
And I was by the strip. And
the fucking bridges.
the next time, oh God, the next time I came here, I noticed everything was knocked down around this one building. And it was all by itself. And I was like, wow, the development that's happening down here, what's going on. And as we were there the first time, the agents that we were with were talking about the development that was happening down towards the point and all the, everything that was going on. And just to see, headed back down there today, to see the development that's been happening. And you're right. It's, the untapped market, and to have an agent who's willing to crunch the numbers and do all that for you, and also has the knowledge and is on the street, because sometimes you could get a little, got people in big office buildings way off who aren't on the street every day,
Yeah.
So
Marketing wise too, listings, commercial wise, they are the thumb pictures always. That's even further behind residential.
Which honestly, though,
different industry.
When they are looking at the buildings, most of them do not give two craps what it looks like because when they lease that out, it's going to be the tenant that outfits it, or they may build that into the lease where they outfit it. It's about, do the numbers make sense? You know, So that's why that may never change, honestly.
Yeah, no,
But-
that's very true.
But at the same token, you're selling the location of that building. So, you know, having the video tours of, hey, this is the neighborhood and this is what it could
Oh
bring
yeah,
and
that's
everything.
huge.
I
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
agree.
Or just the numbers. I mean, a lot of
That's
a
true.
lot of listing agents that I've experienced don't fully understand what they're offering in the listing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one
Well,
thing to do.
We are going to be following you,
Oh yeah,
and we'll have to bring you back in your 5-year time frame
Yeah.
and see how things are going.
A little before and after.
Yeah,
because
I
I'm
love it.
100% the watching Hailey grow.
She's
Oh,
a
thank
stalker.
Yes, I am a stalker.
Good. I
Like
love
if
it.
you do not scream if you see her looking in your window. Like,
I'm not that kind of stalker. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. But I definitely want. I like to young agents that I know in the industry, and it has nothing to do with age. It's about real estate license age. You know, who are in the industry. I like to watch to see what they're doing and watch them grow.
Yep.
I really honestly do, because it's one of those things that's like, wow, look at them take a piece of our industry and make it theirs.
and different.
You know, and make it their own. And it's like, wow, that's amazing. And what Hailey does, I watch her and I'm like, that is awesome. You know, she's bringing a different light to our industry. And that's why, I mean, I admire you for what
Thank
you're
you.
doing,
So
and
sweet.
keep doing you.
Thank you.
Okay.
No matter
And-
what anybody says.
And I look forward to you closing that first big commercial deal. And then I'll walk by the building and be like, Hailey did that.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Well, everybody, that was another episode of Turning the Key to Real Estate. I am your host, Nicholas Fegley.
And Heather Patron Shook.
Don't forget to like, follow, share for more great content like this today.